Okay, welcome to HTML. Okay, you're going to have a lot of fun learning how to create web pages. So let's get started right away. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to go to this website, and the address of the website is repl.it. Okay, so go to that website, click on the link, and that will take you to the page that looks like what you see on the screen. And it says code and collaborate without friction and so on and so forth. And right below that there's a blue button and it says start coding. So go ahead and click on start coding. Okay, and then what you do is you go to the next page and it asks you what language do you want to code in. So go ahead and pick HTML, CSS, JS. Now HTML is what we're learning today. CSS and JS come later. Okay, so go ahead and click that and then click on the button which says create REPL. Once you do that, you should see the screen. Now on the left hand side you see the names of three files, right? Index.html, script.js, style.css. Ignore script and style for now, focus on index.html. All HTML files end with .html and the name of this particular HTML file is index. So and what you see in the middle is some template code that they've given us that we can start with if we want, right? And if you look within the body, so okay, stepping back, so on this page you see a bunch of tags, right? Now that's so HTML, which stands for hypertext markup language, is essentially gives us a whole bunch of tags to be able to tell the browser how we want text to be displayed. Right? Now what that means is when you have a bunch of text and you want some of it bolded when it's shown on a web page in a browser, or you want some of it in italics, or you want links and so on, you need to be able to tell the browser to display it in that manner. And HTML gives us the tags to make that possible. Okay, now the first tag in HTML is HTML, right? All tags begin with a less than sign and end with a greater than sign, and most tags have a beginning and an ending tag. Okay, so HTML, you'll see one at the top and then you see it at the bottom as well, so line 2 and then line 12. Ignore line 1 for now. Okay, now within that on line 3 you see it says head and you see a whole bunch of stuff, and then on line 8 it says /head. Okay, the next tag on line 9 is body, and on line 11 is /body. Now body is where the text that you want displayed goes, the text and images and whatnot, right? Right now there is no text there. There's another tag that's talking about a script but no text. So which is why what you see on the right hand side is just a blank screen, right? So what I want you to do is go ahead and select everything that you see in the middle, delete it, and type on top of it. All right, so here you're going to write some HTML code from scratch. So you have HTML at the top and /HTML at the bottom on line 7. Within that on lines 2 and 3 you have head and /head. Now of interest to us right now is body and /body, right? And within that go ahead and type in, this is my first HTML page. Now at the top of the screen, now you can't see it here on my screen, but on the top of your screen you should see a button that looks something like what we saw on the previous screen, right? It says run in green. Okay, so on that button go ahead and click that button, and once you do that you will see this, right? It's basically showing exactly what you have in the body. Okay, now let's add one more line. So in the middle, after it is, this is my first HTML page, on line 6 then add I am an 8th grader at a middle school, or you can just type whatever you want, right? Go ahead and hit run and you'll see that both lines are pretty much on the same line in the web page. What we're seeing is what a web page would look like, right? That's because you did not tell the browser that you want a break, a line break between the two lines. So now what I want you to do is go ahead and add a break, which is, and the tag is BR, okay, between the two lines. Again, once you do that and hit run again, you'll see the two lines now are on two different lines. Now let's create a link, right? So here I'm just creating a link to a middle school website. You can create a link to anything you want. And the way you do that is you use the tag, which is the A tag, A for anchor, okay? Now here I'm typing, here is a link to my school, that's just plain text. And then my tag begins, right? I begin with A. And then within that, you see it says href, right? So A space href, okay, equal to, and within quotation marks, the website, okay? You can put in whatever website you want. It doesn't have to be the website that I've given you, okay? Whatever website you want, enter it there, and make sure the website itself, the URL, begins with a quotation mark and ends with a quotation mark, okay? So you have A, href, and always remember to start with the less than sign. So less than sign, A space href equals the URL, then the greater than sign, okay? Now you're trying to create a link, right? And you want the user to click on something that will then take them to that site. So in this case, the text that I want displayed as the link is my school. So I just write my school, and then I put my end tag for the link, which is /A. So less than sign /A greater than sign, okay? Now if you go ahead and click run, on the right hand side you'll see my school, and my school is now blue in color and underlined, and that means it's a link. So you can go ahead and try clicking on the link, and it should take you to the URL that you mentioned in the A tag in the middle, okay, in the editor, okay? Now let's go ahead and put a header to the page, and that's the last thing we're doing today, okay? So to do that, you can see on line 5, the header that I want displayed is my first HTML page, okay? Now for that, let's use a header 1, since it's the first heading on the page and it's the most important title of the page. I don't want to use the word title because that has a different connotation, but it's the main heading of the page. And so we say H1. There are many levels of headings, right from H1 to H6, and the font size keeps coming down as you go down to H6. We'll start with that in the next video, but for now, this is an H1. So you have H1, and then it ends with /H1, okay? Go ahead and click run, and you should see what looks like a legitimate web page on the right hand side. And now you have your first HTML page. Congratulations.